In today's LEGO Star Wars review, we're going to be taking a look at a new set based on the Ahsoka show, set number 75364, the New Republic EWing versus Shin Hati's Starfighter. This set contains 1,056 pieces and retails for $110. This set continues LEGO's trend of fighter duel sets that they reintroduced earlier this year, with the Mandalorian Fang Fighter versus TIE Interceptor. This is a great formula to sell multiple ships in one set, and most of the time sets like this are a really good deal. But before we get too deep into the review, let's take a look at the minifigures. This set includes 5 total minifigures: Morgan Elsbeth, Balin Skull, Shin Hati, Captain Porter, and a New Republic astromech droid. Starting with Morgan Elsbeth, this figure does a really great job of capturing Morgan's look from the Ahsoka show. The included hairpiece looks great and helps a lot in capturing this figure's in-universe look. Morgan features 2 face prints, an angry expression and a normal expression. LEGO did a fantastic job with this figure's facial expressions. They also include all of her face detail, including this bluish gray mark on her forehead. Morgan's torso has a great level of detail as well. Her red robe detail looks really great here, with a high attention to detail, with front and back printing. Now, one area of this figure that didn't get a whole lot of attention is her legs. LEGO gave Morgan an all-black dress piece for her legs. This looks fine, but the dress piece does not have any printing. It's just blank, making it this set's only minifigure without leg printing. Moving on to Balin Skull, this minifigure is probably the worst of the set. Now, it isn't bad, it's just the least best looking figure in my opinion. The main reason I say this is the face of Balin doesn't really look like what we see in the Ahsoka show. Now, normally this isn't even something we really care about or talk about. The minifigs usually look somewhat like the in-universe characters, but they're not always super close, and that's fine. However, this set is a different story. Morgan and Shin Hati look a lot like their in-universe characters in my opinion, and Balin just doesn't look like the in-universe character enough to me. But the figure is nice. Balin does feature 2 face prints, 1 odd expression and 1 angry look. He is also featured with a hairpiece LEGO has previously used for Count Dooku. He features a great level of detail on his torso, with nice green detail visible, plus nice wear marks all over the torso as well. The leg print for Balin is good, probably as good as it could be, without some kind of waist cape or normal cape. One thing I really wish this figure did better is the arms. Balin in the Ahsoka show looks amazing with a medieval armor kind of look. There just isn't any representation of that here on this figure. I think the lack of arm detail and the lack of a cape really takes away from this figure, but it's not a bad figure. It's just not the best of this set. Now, moving on to Shin Hati, this figure looks amazing. Just like Morgan, I feel like LEGO did a great job with this face print and hairpiece. These in combination do a great job of capturing her look in universe. Her torso print is simple, but really great. The front of the torso shows her Padawan ponytail and good detail representing her torso armor. The back of the torso looks great as well, with a great level of detail. Shin Hati features great continuous detail from the torso down to her legs. Her leg print is simple, and just like with Balin, I think this is as good as it can get without a dedicated cape, but this is certainly acceptable. One thing about both of these dark Jedi or Sith, I'm not really sure what to call them at this point. In the Ahsoka show, their lightsabers are a really cool orangish red color, which really look amazing. In this set, LEGO decided to just make the saber pieces red. I really wish they would have given these 2 proper colored lightsabers. That would have made these great figures even better. Now, moving on to Captain Porter, this is another highly detailed New Republic pilot, which is great. This figure features a lot of detail from head to toe, with front and back torso printing. There isn't much more to say about this figure, it just looks really good. Now, on to the last minifigure of this set, a New Republic astromech droid. Here is another great new astromech droid from LEGO. I love the blue and yellow color scheme here. So the head print looks really good. It is slightly off on mine, but it's so minuscule I can't really hold that against LEGO. I've seen some pretty messed up prints so far, so I'm good with mine. The body print of the astromech is great, but only features print on the front. A little disappointing. They've been doing so good with R2 lately, giving him front and back print. I wish they did that here as well, but this is a really neat astromech droid. So overall, the figures of this set are really great. I think every figure is great. There are some little details here and there that I don't think they got right, or maybe they just barely fell short of greatness, but honestly, they're great. Now, moving on to the set itself, let's start with the New Republic EWing. This is a great ship. Now, the good news is, right away, it looks like what it's supposed to. too, in my opinion, so that's great. We got a really good look at one of these ships in the first episode of the Ahsoka show, and in my opinion, this represents what we see in universe well. The white and blue color scheme look great. The wings of this E-Wing are really unique. I just have to give LEGO props. They've come such a long way with building techniques. What's great about sets like this is we get to see the LEGO designers' deep understanding of the pieces they have available to them. I love it. There is quite a bit of Technic used on the underside that holds the main section of the wing to the core of the ship, but it does a great job of holding it right in place. The smaller angle change of the wing simply uses a hinge plate piece, which is fine because it keeps things sleek and minimal while still maintaining its position. The top side of the wing features an adequate level of detail. There are 2 stickers on each wing, so that is unfortunate, but they do add a good level of detail. LEGO used some unique plate shield pieces to break up the flat surface. There are some 1x1 plates used, again, just to add some complexity to the top wing surface. These details are also the same on both wings, so what you see on one side, you see on the other. Now for the underside of the wing, we see the Technic that holds the wing at this unique angle. What's really neat about this Technic area is the side landing gear are mounted here. They fold down towards the wing to store away, which is great. Speaking of landing gear, let's take a look at that real quick. The actual landing gear feet are surprising to me. LEGO uses a pretty weak design, but they work good and they look great. The engines of the E-Wing are simple, but really look great. There are tile pieces that line the center of the engines to add a bit more detail to the engines. They also feature a trans pink cone piece at the back of the engines to represent engine thrust. Flipping back over to the top of the E-Wing, the nose of the ship features an acceptable level of detail. We do see 2 more stickers, which I hate to see, but they do add subtle detail. The nose is similar to an X-Wing build using hinge plates that open just slightly. The nose is also pretty much plate built with very minimal bricks used. The details are great. The plates allow for a nice blue strip to be represented well here on the white nose running along the entire side of the ship. The cockpit piece of the E-Wing uses the same exact piece as our last X-Wing playset, which is fine. It looks good, and I think it's pretty much what we see in universe. Thankfully, this windscreen is printed, but it of course is not correctly colored. I believe the print on the windscreen is supposed to be white, but it's gray here, just like every single time this windscreen is used. Opening the windscreen, we get a look at the cockpit, and this thing is crowded. It is super limited inside with a printed control panel, which is great, and a very aggressively lean back pilot seat. But a really cool feature with this cockpit is a removable seat, so you can store the pilot's blaster under the seat. This is a great play feature. Looking at the core of the ship, we see a very small amount of detail at the top of the core. We also, of course, see a spot for the New Republic astromech droid. We also see some stickers around the sides of the core, which again, I do not like to see. And looking at the back of the ship, we get another look at that great wing angle. The engine thrusters are a bit small, but offer an effective level of detail on the back core of the E-Wing. Overall, the E-Wing is a very solid feeling build for the most part. It feels like a great playset, and it looks great, which for display purposes is wonderful. The landing gear at the front of the ship and the wings is great. It distributes the weight of the E-Wing great and stores away great. So this is a great build. Now, moving on to Shin Hati's ship, this is a really unique looking ship with a great level of detail. Unlike most other fighters or ships in general, this ship features unique patterns on both wings. Both wings feature stickers, which again is unfortunate, but work to add more surface detail. LEGO uses tile pieces and angled plate pieces to help add additional detail as well. Overall, the wings look pretty good. At the front of the ship, we see a pretty well detailed engine area here with a simulated intake fan piece that is fortunately printed. The building technique for the engine shroud is nice. It just uses plate pieces and tile pieces that make a circle around the engine, all connected with Technic. Moving farther along the ship, we have some cannon detail visible here with additional tile and plate detail present. This area also features a nice storage area, which can be accessed by removing this plate that holds the cannon detail. This area can hold Shin Hati's lightsaber as well. Moving to the cockpit of the ship, we have a printed windscreen piece, which is great to see. Along the edges of the cockpit, we see additional stickers and some pretty good side detailing. With the cockpit open, we see something similar to the E-Wing, a very cramped interior with a sticker control panel. Very unfortunate. At the back of the ship, we see a dark red windscreen piece that opens to reveal yet another area to store Shin Hati's lightsaber, so that's cool. But overall, this is a really nice ship. just like the EWing. I think both of these ships in a combo set like this is really great. They both complement each other very nicely. Now for $110, I do think this set is great. You get 5 minifigures, really great minifigures, honestly. A solid 9 out of 10 minifigure wise. Both of the ships in this set are great. They're very well built and very well designed. They look great. They have great play function while still being a good display piece. One thing I wish LEGO did differently with this set is the price point. I wish LEGO would have released this set with a retail price of $100 instead of $110. At $100, this would probably be the best value set of the year, right in front of the TIE Interceptor versus Fang Fighter, which is another great versus set. But for that additional $10, you are getting 2 really solid ships, but value-wise, in my opinion, it still lands in second place. So if you are a fan of the Ahsoka show and of the New Republic, I would suggest picking this setup, even at $110. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please check out my other LEGO Star Wars and other LEGO product reviews on the end screen now.